each of you, it's how to deal with public speaking successfully. And before I start, I would like to ask you a question. Does somebody has a fear or afraid for public speaking?
Yes.
Of course. Of course. Unfortunately, it's almost everyone. And today I would like to tell you about the nature of the fear. So why do we afraid of public speaking and how we can solve this problem. And firstly, a fear of public speaking is a glossophobia, and it's, as I said, it's one of the biggest fear from all other to the people, and 74% of people suffer from speech anxiety. And that's why I think that it's very actual for each of you, because we might feel uncomfortable about some speeches and public speaking, so that's why I think it's convenient to tell you. So the biggest fears about public speaking is voice, like what people afraid about public speaking. It's a voice shaking, it's forget about what you're going to say, it's technical glitches, it's hecklers. Hecklers, it's people who angry about you and who try to tell you something, like some bad words about you, or like this. And engage or flat audience. It's also audience that doesn't understand me. Sometimes we have such condition, and people will think that I'm not qualified. Sometimes you can also feel this. Going too long or too short, it's a question about timing. Someone asks a question and you can answer this question. It's also important. And profuse speaking or poor body language. So as we can see at this list, we have a lot of biggest fears about public speaking. So and now I want to tell you about the nature of public speaking fear, why we fear of to speak like. So just look at this picture, the picture of our brain, and we have different parts of our brain. It's new brain, mid brain, and old brain. And each of this brain control our fear of public speaking. And each of these parts can control our reflexes, our emotional parts of our brain, and etc. And about each of this, I'll tell you. So old brain is not so old as you think, but it's an old brain. It's a part of your brain that constantly scans the environment, looking for the treats. So, for example, when you go to the center, or center of the room, you just look at all the audience and you understand that there are a lot of people and each of you looking at me, and old brain controls this. It's sends you a sign to your brain that I can be I can scare about something, and that's why we have a fear. So this old brain includes fear, control, dominance, and reflexes. So all this part is controlled by old brain. Your old brain activates your cerebral system. For example, when you survive at some different heart condition, it's also a work for old brain, and it includes fight, flight, or freeze. As you can see on the slide, flight, you avoid public speaking it at all possible. So, for example, okay, I can't tell you today, or I don't want to tell you anything, and if you do have to speak as fast as possible. It also can be that you can understand about what you are talking. And freeze, it's you feel stiff and artificial as you speak, and your mind goes blank, like freeze. And solution to this problem, if you have such problem, is accept nervousness. What I mean, accept nervousness is told yourself that okay, I can nervous, but I can control yourself. Like when you said this, your level of nervousness will be lower before, and get used to it. I mean about practice and about practice. Okay, midbrain nervous system is emotion reflexes connected with eye and ears. In conjunction with other parts of your brain, like this part of brain, will make you nervous when you remind of previous experience. So, for example, if you have experience at school, bad experience, unpleasant experience of public speaking, you like this midbrain send you a sign that it may be bad for you, and that's why you feel fear. And solution estimates this that bad experience, if think of unpleasant presentation experience, how awful it was. It can help you to avoid the drawbacks and the problem which you had and realize all drawbacks of presentation. And the third one is a new brain nerves. It's about our stereotypes, about our awarenesses and demands. And if to be very short, it's part in your brain that you can control, of course, and you should crush all stereotypes about public speaking. And common demands, you can look at this picture, like is the demand. And solution to feel free to your audience, to remember about key points about what you are talking, and etc. And look at this picture. It's if you look at this brain, we have emotional brain and thinking brain. And emotional brain we can't control, and thinking brain we can control. So please try to control your thinking brain. And the two secrets, main secrets, is know your audience. It's very important to when you prepare a topic, and planning your speech. Practice, practice, and practice. You can spend an hour, you can spend 15 minutes, and then you feel more comfortable about your public speaking. And now I think it's your turn to speak, and remember that if your action inspires others, if you like others to dream more, to learn more, to become more, you are a leader. And the most efficient efficient tool for to become a leader is a public speaking. Thank you.